Hell, it's Base Trade TV.
But Gungfubanda is like a 6.7, 6.8K player. He's a good Protoss, not to be underestimated. And it should be noted, he's the only player who qualified into the tournament through qualifiers that survived and fought and won to get to this point here for the playoffs. So, I mean, players like Reynor, obviously, they've got clout, they've got results. Gungfubanda doesn't have any big flashy things like a WCS Winter to flash around, but I really don't want to sell him short because while he's probably the less recognizable of the two, to the top left, we've got the blue Protoss, Gungfubanda. And his opponent to the bottom right, oh, he's just so good at this game. We've got the red Zerg Reynor. But hello, and welcome back to the Rifkin's Back tournament. Now, if there's one thing I could ask you guys to do real quick, just one hot little thing that you could do, it would be to go to the Match Arena page. We have some very free ways that you can contribute to the prizing of this tournament, but more importantly, if you are from the United States, you can get a free 7-day pass to 24-hour fitness. That's right, anywhere in the United States. Just complete the little sponsor quest, which is as simple as clicking on subscribe to their YouTube and check out their Twitter, and you can get a 7-day free pass to any 24-hour fitness in the United States. Otherwise, the other links are just things like subscribe to our YouTube, follow our Twitter, and yada yada yada. It doesn't spend any of your money. It's entirely somebody else's that they've put up for this sponsorship stuff, so check it out. Just like our codes from back in the day, except clicks instead. Damn, son, that's legit. What's up, Diesel? How's it going, man? Didn't your alter ego just get banned on Twitter? Oh, sorry. Too soon. For this, by the way, we will see a very different Zerg player. You know, I love watching Bly. I've got nothing negative to say about him in this regard. But Bly plays very different in his own way. And not necessarily better, but not necessarily worse. After all, he did win that first series 2-1 against Mana. But Reynor, the thing I love so much about him, and if you guys haven't loved this either, you have not appreciated what you've been watching with Reynor, is his ability to make decisions in the heat of battle, and it is so sick. In fact, I think it was highlighted in one of the warm-up matches I had played before the stream got started today. I think it was versus Euthermal. Somehow, in the midst of battle, he realized there weren't enough Marines in the fight, and segmented off like 8 or 11 banelings, and pulled them back so that he wouldn't waste them, so he could use them on the actual amount of Marines that were held back that he did not scout and he did not see. Like, it sounds like I'm over-explaining it, but this one small detail made within a fraction of a second. Reynor is so good at the game, and he's so good at reading it. And someone even on Reddit just this past week was asking, does anyone remember that tournament Reynor won 10-0 in? And that was, of course, a People Images King of the Hill bot from Base Trade TV. Hey, a little shout out to myself there. And God, it's just been so fun watching him. And the thing is, honestly, right, if you watched Reynor in 2018, a lot of his big losses in the tournaments, they felt like chokes, and it didn't feel like Reynor was playing. What I really enjoyed about watching WCS Winter for 2019, and I got to cast some of these games firsthand in the round of 8, which was cool, but when you got up to the main stage, you know, it's Nate, it's in control, it's Zombie, it's whoever's casting. You didn't see Reynor make some of the classic mistakes that he tends to make, and I really like that it really felt like he had a calm under heat, under attack. He was always just like playing perfectly. Although that finals did go the distance and it was pretty sick, but that's another story for another time. We'll see if we get ZvZ later today. I'm talking a big story up for Reynor, though, because he is, let's be honest, he's the crowd favorite. I think of the group, of all 4 players here, I'm a big fan of Mana. I love Bly. Gungfubanda impresses me, but I'm definitely, like, favoring Reynor when it comes to this group. At least to go through to the finals. But man, wouldn't it just be the craziest, coolest upset if Gungfubanda beat him here, and it ended up being like Gungfu versus Bly in the winners match? What's the prize pool? I think the overall prize pool is up over 1,700 something, but we're actually keeping the prize money for the players at $1,000 because what we chose to do, for those who missed this on the announcement, we didn't expect to raise so much money. Like when I put this for crowdfunding, I expected we'd raise like $100, you know, and pump up third place prizing or something, right? No, we've raised almost over $700 above our initial goal. So what we're going to do with that money is just host another one of these tournaments after WCS Challenger is done. So rather than just pay out all the money here and now, we already have basically 75% funded another one of these once the Challenger qualifier runs are done. So more good content, bang it forward. And to be clear, the reason I love using Match Arena is because it's public. You guys can see the amount of money, you see where it's going, and you can also see that I'm not pocketing it and that the money is going to be going towards more tournaments and events. So again, if you guys want to contribute, just that's where your money's going. It's just more StarCraft content for you, more fun games for me to cast. Link's just gonna be bouncing around over here. Not really a lot for it to see. The real Phoenix, not the hallucinated Phoenix, was being a bit annoying for the Overlords, but Reynor hasn't really lost much. With the Oracle having gone down for Gungfubanda, it was a minor setback, but it was kind of expected with the Queens. It does suck, though, because if he's going to not make any more this game, that means no stasis traps, that means no revelations, and those two things are sometimes some of the most powerful tools against Zerg in the early game. And if we're going to be honest, Gungfubanda doesn't want to fight Reynor in the late game. I feel like Reynor's greatest strengths come from the super macro games he plays. Jables33 says, which would you prefer, a sub or a $5 donation? I'm going to be brutally honest. I would prefer the donation. But if you want access to emotes and replay packs and you want to treat yourself, dude, I am equally satisfied with a sub. But 100% I'd rather have the donation. All right, the attack coming is going to be a little bit difficult to deal with. There's quite a few sentries, which means quite a few force fields. Reynor's got a couple of Ravagers at the moment, but the primary unit he's looking to rely on is Lings. He's still producing more behind this. I mean, I really like Reynor's Ling control. It is so sick and next level, but I don't know. Lings do not beat force fields at the end of the day. Armored Zombie, thank you for the Twitch Prime sub. Much appreciated. Why isn't a sub recurring? We'll talk about subs and dynamics after, guys. Hold on. There's a pretty big fight brewing here in the middle of the map. Force fields going down. Corrosive Bowel's going to break those force fields. Gungfubanda wants to fight the choke, but oh, look at that. The Lings that had segmented around from earlier. They hold the units in place. And then this terrible, terrible choke that was meant to be advantageous for Gungfubanda. He lands like 3 or 4 sick Corrosive Bowels, and only, what is that, like an Immortal escapes the battle in the middle of the map? God damn it, Reynor. Why are you so good? Warp in with the depths, so Reynor's not going to go unpunished for pushing through the middle, but I also don't think Gungfubanda will kill enough drones before Reynor possibly just kills his entire freaking army. The Cyber Core goes down, GG's get called, and ooh! We gotta take a hot second. I'm sorry, if the players are bothered by this, we gotta take a hot second and rewind, and one more for good measure. Look at this. This is so sick. Okay, so for those who don't know what was getting set up here, right? Gungfubanda wanted Reynor to chase him through this. He wanted to have Reynor be the one stuck here, and a force field would either lock him out or 2 force fields would lock him in type thing, and then he could control the battle. But these Lings that were set up for a run by to the 3rd base, this is what's so sick out of Reynor. Look at this decision making right here. He sees there's no defense for this base. He could have easily sent all of these Zerglings to kill the probes. That's a freebie. But his smart decision-making recognized the terrain advantage, and he immediately, look at that, the second the fight began, he pulls the Lings back, then starts heading to the middle. And he knows that if he can just hold this army in place, look at this! Oh, and the Corrosive Bowel's gonna come down. There's no escaping, the sentries go down, he tries to recall, but it's just not enough. Oh God, Reynor. This is what I'm talking about, so good! All right. Needless to say, he takes game number 1. Yo, Joe, 600. Thank you for the 23-month sub. Next map up is going to be King's Cove. So if we have any memers awake in this stream, get your copy passes ready. Let's get into King's Cove. I'll see you guys on the map. The spam is so real. I love it. Welcome back, everybody. It's game number 2, and one hell of an impressive win. Certainly earned out of this fella in the top left side. It's going to be the blue Zerg player, Reynor. Up 1-0 to his opponent, who is in the lower right. We have the red Protoss, Gungfubanda. People like the intro song? That's good to see. Hey, we got a donation. I don't know why it didn't come up properly. I think it probably hit price as transitioning the scenes, so apologies on that. But JBulls23 just made good with a $5 donation. Biggest donation of the day. Can I replay it? It's not going to work if I replay that. It never works when I try to replay it. Favorite Tenacious D song, question mark? Oh, well, without a doubt, I would have to tell you about a song. Oh, hang on. Stark Angel, thank you for the 748, kicking the ass with that weak little $5 donation. But a long ass fucking time ago, in a town called Kickapoo, there lived a humble family, religious through and through. But neither was a black sheep, and he knew just what. Okay, shut that down real quick because I can't sing. But we got a proxy hatchery coming out of Reynor. This is so unconventional, I think, for him. But at the same time, I know in my heart he can pull this off. So this has not been placed over here. This has not been placed in the main base. It is going to get scouted by Gungfubanda as he heads over to his own third. But for Reynor, my question for this is spine crawlers? Like a huge question mark, by the way? Spine crawlers? This is such an old school tactic, and we're seeing Gungfubanda respond in turn with an old school response. Forge comes out. Cannons will go down. Lings should be coming across the map to defend the hatchery, so the Zealot shouldn't be able to stop it. This is not what I expected after such a sick, perfectly played game 1. But you know what? It's gonna be goddamn entertaining, I'll tell you that much. Oh, look at that, another $1. Whoa, hold on. $7 to be precise, and 49 cents. Oh, Snark Angel, you just got one updated. Stomp, thank you for the donation. It says, I am a meme and so are you, Riff. Don't tell anybody. Shut it down. Mongobi also cheered 1 bit. Thanks for nothing. I can't do anything with 1 bit. Lings are going to be supporting these spine crawlers. Now, look, here's the thing, right? Spine crawlers can move. Great, that's awesome. But they also take about a millennia to re-burrow into the ground. So with things like cannons already being set up and shield batteries to help protect, there's a chance Gungfubanda can keep this from getting too out of hand if it was just spines. This is where the Lings are going to be really important. They'll help cover, they'll soak some shots, they'll do a bit of damage, they'll distract the cannons. Also, if there was an Overlord here, he could shoot up against the Stalkers, that would be pretty cool, but he can move back for some range, because this is the other beautiful thing about the Spine Crawler, it's got range advantage. Cannons have range 7, Spine Crawlers have range, I believe it's 8. I'll confirm for you once we sit this bad boy down. Oh no, it's also 7. I'm dumb then. Forget what I said. I thought Spike Crawlers had 1 more range than a cannon for some reason. Regardless, it's not important because the Spine Crawlers are out of range of the cannons here, and they can pick away at the wall, they can chip away at the forge. If any major component of the wall falls down, that's what's going to allow the Lings to run in after this. Now, to be clear, Reynor's pretty dedicated with this attack. There's not going to be a follow-up of like a hatchery where he's like looking to macro out of it. In fact, pulls the trigger a little preemptively, so Forceful goes down to block, but this buys time for the Spine Crawlers to start burrowing once again, and 2 Spine Crawlers can certainly fight that cannon. Maybe not with a shield battery, but either way, it helps break the wall. The Forge going to go down. Another Force field absolutely necessary. Misses the mark, so the sentries, oh, actually are going to survive thanks to the many shield batteries. Goddamn, shield batteries are good. Actually, I think Reynor might lose this game. I think shield batteries may have just won the defense here for Gungfubanda. He cleans up the spines. That's GG. Whoa! Yo, 2 different games and 2 different map 3s. Things are tied up 1-1. Nicely done by Gungfubanda. Now look, there's a lot of criticism to be said about like Reynor's decision to do this in the first place. And maybe if it doesn't get scouted, it goes a different way. I don't know. But my stress here for Gungfubanda is that he identified an unconventional build from a player who doesn't normally do things like this, and he responded exactly as he needed to. That was cool. So we have game 3 coming up next. It's going down on year 0. This is where I would interject a commercial break, but because it was so quick, I feel too guilty doing that. So we'll just get here going. We got another badass walking into town. It's the good, the bad, and the ugly with these donations. Thank you for that. Let me just get the players here first. As I say, thanks to Lex124. Thank you for the 750. Why did the stalker refuse to date the queen? She kept giving him the creeps. I like that. That was good. I'm sure you've heard this if you've watched the channel before, but let me return with my own StarCraft joke. Why is an infestor... Wait, hang on. I know you guys know this, but just hang on. Hang on. Why is it not coming up? Okay. Why is an infestor never alone? It's usually got a couple of fun gals. All right, players are ready. Let's hop into year 0. I'll see you guys in game. Why should you never buy a used sofa? Ah, damn it. Yo, thank you so much, Stompa, for upping the bid, upping the ante, $7.51. I've never heard so much top donation music in one stream before. We are both still memes, and some useful info is that a spine outranges Marines instead of a bunker by one. Oh, that must have been what I was thinking about then. Thank you for that. But okay, it's game number 3. Things have been tied up 1-1. It's spawning here in the top right side of the map. We got the blue Zerg player, Gungfubanda. To the top left, he is, of course, the red Zerg player, Reynor. And I want to remind you guys that these are all best of 3s. The winner will move on to face off against Bly. However, the loser will fall to face off against Mana. Yet, as there's still been some confusion about the group-style format of this, I need to stress today's group has no necessary prize money assigned to it. This is seeding for tomorrow's finals. So the 2 winners of the group will play in the grand finals for $300 and $400. The 2 losers of the group will compete for $125 and $75 in a small third place match tomorrow. Remember, all of this is happening tomorrow. But wrapping up that bad joke, because I can't leave it unsaid, as we have some cannons. Oh god, we have some cannons coming down to the third base to punish Reynor, but the Overlord sees this, so I don't know about this. Why should you never buy a used sofa from a Terran player? It usually comes with Reaper cushions. Alright, I don't know about the commitment to this. He's going to still build in. He'll cancel the pylon, free up some surface area. Oh, goes for the gateway block instead. That's actually really clever. I like this. It's only going to take the 1 cannon for this to be worthwhile. Goes for a second one here. I guess that's the difference between wanting a hatchery kill or not. Natural base gets taken out of Reynor, though, so even if this does get 2 out of hand, it's something where he can just give up the base. But he doesn't want to. He's actually going to invest in spines. And in this situation, while I was wrong about the range before, there's still the dynamic here where if that pylon goes down, then the cannons become useless. So that spine crawler should, I think, be able to wrap around to the south side. Before the hatchery dies, it should be able to kill the pylon, I believe. What is this weird donation war that's going on today? Yo, my dude, Marcos! Marcos, best show on Netflix! Oh, wait, that's Narcos. Whoops. Marcos, thank you for the $7.52. Ace, haha! Everything is fine, ha 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 ha! Weird champ, haha! Smile. Okay. So yeah, he should be able to deal with this. Oh, he's actually going to break the cannon. Does he win this fight? I don't know, because he took so much damage before burrowing. Spike Cars do have a little bit of armor. He just barely doesn't win that fight. That is so heartbreaking. The queen should be able to snipe it off, though. And then she can wrap around to the cannon. Okay, take out the pylon on the south side. Okay, let's be clear. This was a little awkward out of Reynor. Wasn't precision play. It wasn't perfect, but it gets the job done at the end of the day. And notably, he doesn't actually lose the hatchery. He tries to... Oh, Zerg regeneration is so good! Oh, Zerg regeneration is so good! Look, in what universe does a cannon deal 40 damage to a unit with 40 health and that unit lives? God damn it, can we get a nerf on Zerg? There's been so many instances like that over the years too, where like, you know, that queen barely gets away with 1 health. The Mutalisk gets away and regenerates very quickly. Like, there's just so many moments where Zerg regen looks so frustrating. But you can't hate it because it's not broken. It's just really lucky from time to time. Well, gas is getting taken, and it's a Stargate behind this. The nice thing about the Forge is if he really wants to, and he's really worried, he can pump out upgrades quicker if he wants to turn this into like an all-in style game, which you can do with a Stargate off 2 bases, but I wouldn't recommend. I feel like Gungfu has sufficiently disrupted Reynor's early game. Not enough to completely break Reynor, but I mean, look at that income lead that the Protoss has over Zerg for a pretty significant, almost 5-minute block, probably about 4-minute block to be more accurate. So really, really getting gains off of that weird cannon attack. Oh, hey, 50 bits, 2 quarters instead. I'll call my mom and tell her I love her. Thank you so much, Derek the Brony. No thank you to Bahadur SC and Phlogiston, though, as they continue to insist on cheering really low amounts of bits. Can't do anything with those guys. I don't know. I can't even buy a soda from a machine with that. They don't even take pennies anymore. Canada doesn't even have pennies. You are literally cheering an amount of currency less than my country has. Feels bad, man. Oh, this was kind of a cute little move, by the way. So, a hallucination for scouting, and he tries to fake out a warp prism. I'm not sure if Reynor's fallen for this or not, but he has pulled his queens down to the south, and the Lings are coming back home. Oh, yo, you don't get to see a lot of mind games in this matchup. Not from players at this high caliber who wouldn't fall for something silly, but that was a really cool move, actually, out of Gungfubanda. I really like that. I don't know if you can hear the smile on my face, but that's how much I really appreciate how cool that little maneuver was just now. Soda is bad for your health anyways. True facts. I have made... Look, I can't go cold turkey, guys. I'm bad. But I have at least gone from drinking sugar sodas to, like, mostly diet. And I know, they got aspartame. Look, I'm gonna die one way or the other. Let me pick how I do it, okay? Anyways, the Phoenix count has gotten up to about 5. As he heads across the map, he should be able to grab quite a few worker kills. Maybe even some of the Overlords. The base at the Natural seems pretty well fortified, especially with a shield battery there. The third base has enough army that these Lings are not too threatening at the moment, especially with the Oracle on defense. Also, I'm really upset. Speaking of just like bad food that's bad for you. So I've been like eating like shit, right? I've been eating burgers and ordering out more than I should. I recognize this, I admit this. What I didn't know until last night was that I eat burgers so much more efficiently than the rest of the world. And I thought I was doing it normally because I've never paid attention to how another person eats burgers, but apparently I need to go to the School of Burgernomics and learn how to eat a hamburger, question mark? I didn't realize how wildly wrong I was until I posted on Twitter. Oh, nice grab on the roaches, too. The attack of the third base does commence. The Oracle was enough to stop Lings, maybe not so much with the roaches. He's going to recall the Phoenix back home to try and help with the defense, but only some of the Phoenix. He actually left some on the aggressive side of the map. Maybe needed all of them, I don't know. If he deals with the roaches, the Oracle can do cleanup on the Lings. So, looks like this might be mission accomplished. I mean, the fear of not bringing enough Phoenix home is that you just don't have the energy to lift every unit up, and realizing this Gungfubanda did fly everybody back home, so the shield battery goes down. Ultimately, though, he holds on to his third, so not too bad. Reynor, of course, up to 74 workers on the other side of the map while this had been going on. This is kind of interesting because his army supply seems to say be about the same as Gungfubanda's is at the moment. But I feel like a lot of these drones are going to go down, so making extras was worth it, probably. That is 13 Phoenix, ladies and gentlemen. They don't even build 13 floors into a building, you know what I'm saying? He crowd controls all the queens, because if he didn't, they'd be transfusing each other, and it'd be super annoying to deal with it. Ultimately kills them all. Reynor's already low army supply falling even lower. There's double spore crawlers, but I mean, A Spore Crawler is not that great at stopping the Phoenix attack. The Overlord's even being bullied out of this, and I really did not expect Gungfubanda's Phoenix to work this well in the game, but if he picks off a bunch of Overlords, that is so expensive. Not only is that a supply block for Reynor, that is several hundred minerals out the door. 700 minerals gone, to be precise. Now, he loses some of the Phoenix here to a bit of miscontrol as he was distracted at the third base for the defense once again, but I will say ultimately still looking fantastic. Resources lost almost doubled at the moment. What is Dare's link and click at your own risk? Oh, the burger. Yeah, look, okay, so here's the thing, right? If you look at that picture of the burger, it makes sense. If you do it this way, you're not double biting into your own bites. It's a lot neater to eat because you're not pushing all of the sauce and toppings down to one side for them to slide out the back. Like, I feel like I eat a burger better than other people eat burgers. I thought it was just how everybody ate burgers, but now I've learned that I am the odd one out in this one weird explicit case. What do you mean wrong? All caps lock. What an atrocity. Dude, you accidentally used the word atrocity. I'm sorry to expose you like that. You meant to say what an impressive way to eat a hamburger, but you mistyped it. Absolute milk is just sometimes being right isn't always the best outcome. You are terrible at eating burgers. Why are you burger shaming me? We're here for StarCraft 2. What are you guys doing? Why doesn't this guy cast the game? Because my chat is bullying me. That's why, okay? How dare you? How dare all of you think you are above eating a burger in a... You know what? After this game, I'm gonna show you why. I'll show you why it's better. Never take a date to McDonald's? Well, you shouldn't be taking a date to McDonald's anyways, hello? If you're on a date, McDonald's is like, hey, we got super drunk, it's 3 a.m. and we're kind of hungry, where can we go to eat? What's still open? Oh, right, fucking McDonald's. You don't plan a date for McDonald's, hello? Take her to Cactus Club, man. Make her feel special. That shit's expensive. Please never buy a burger again. Whoa, okay, guys, you gotta calm down. This is getting really out of hand. You know what I'm gonna do? All those weird little 1 bit at a time things you've done, I'm gonna put those in a fucking jar. And when that jar is like $3 deep of your stupid 1 bits, I'm gonna buy a burger with those. And that'll be your fault, not mine. I think you showing us how to eat a burger would be against TOS. Are you kidding me right now? This is getting really out of hand. Look, guys, can't we appreciate the fact that there's been a lot of Hydralisks made this game? Are you guys being real right now? Twitch chat, we've got 43 Hydralisks against an army that has minimal storms and minimal area of effect damage. And you're going to be talking about burgers in the Twitch chat? Look, can you just all accept you're wrong so we can get back into the game? Thanks. Lurker Dan on the way. Infestation Pit 2. Hive Tech will be great to add in maybe some Vipers later on, but Lurkers are going to be the most important thing going forward. And if he goes to Hive, then he can also get the instant burrow and unburrow for them. And nice little stasis trap catches a lot of the Hydras down here to the south. You can chip away at it the same way you should efficiently chip away at a burger, but that's another case altogether. A lot of those Hydras, like I said, there's 40-something in play, so another half of them segment off. They're going to be able to deny +3 weapons. This army here, of course, was really focused on catching a couple of Hydras. In doing so, has left his natural base fairly exposed. No energy for a recall. It's off cooldown, and Reynor is going to push in and punish. However, not without repercussions. On the other side of the map, all the Phoenix dive in, but they dive in through like 3 Spore Crawlers, perhaps not anticipating it. This bleeds out a lot of his Phoenix. The Zealots are going to do a great job of killing drones, however, and those Phoenix head back home to try and defend. But Warpins alone aren't going to be enough. Probes have already been eradicated. Storms go down, but they don't hit much. Base to the bottom right under attack at the same time. So much action going on. How are these guys keeping up with it? Reynor, oh, DTs will be the clutch here for Gungfubanda. Oh man, if he didn't have these DTs, this could have been game over. This was so tough to deal with. He still hasn't even technically dealt with it because he hasn't dealt an appropriate amount of response damage. He killed some drones, but not a lot of drones. I take it you eat pizza crust first, seeing that burger pic? No, what the fuck? Why would you eat the crust first? You know what's terrible? I met a girl at a party in Toronto. It was like one of those esports after parties. She's now dating a really cool guy named Steadfast. And, well, assuming they're still together, it'd be really awkward if they're not. Is she ate the crust first. And I remember having this same conversation as I'm like, yo, Zombie Grub, check out this crazy chick. She eats the crust first. And then Zombie Grub's like, you know what? I can see that. That makes sense. And that's when I knew I'd have to fucking fire Zombie Grub from Base Trade TV one day. Actually, real talk, that did actually happen. That interaction did actually happen, just minus the firing Zombie Girl part of it. But all right, look at these spore crawlers, nicely set up at the front line. Lurkers in tow. This is only the observer for detection. If that gets sniped off, he's got no way to see these lurkers. The overseer dives forward. He wants to look for the observer, but realizing it's not worth it, Reynor ends up eating a lot of storms to the face. But still, with 90-something supply, 13 hydras and 7 lurkers, I don't think he's too worried about defeat just yet. Maybe has to give up the base, but might not even need to do that much. The Immortals are so busy trying to fight they can't actually snipe off the hatchery. Hard shield gone, no warp prism for Micro, but the lurkers have been executed. That observer's still going strong. Not sniped off just yet. Look at that little guy in the front line, being the MVP he needs to be. The army supply was like 30 ahead for Reynor. Now a lot closer to even. Gungfubanda's not going to win the game right here, but what a hell of a fight. Both players actually now on similar worker counts as these zealots did gut the base raw, so 15 drones died. A lot of the lurkers went down. Gungfubanda's attack ended up being pretty successful. Look at the resources lost too. This is actually incredible. Reynor's got no money to really work with right now, and Gungfubanda's expanding. In fact, what's the income been like over the last few months? Man, Reynor has just been killing it on the income all up until this point. I like the idea of more DTs, by the way. I think, where are these being warped in? Oh, over here. I was like somewhere cheeky on the map. He wanted to go for the snipe on the base, realizing that's not going to happen. Lurker's defending. He'll have to back away. 1 ling, 2 lings in the main base, causing a little bit of chaos. A couple more probes being downed. But this has been such a scrappy back and forth game, I gotta say. And to be honest, like, I expected Reynor to steamroll Gungfubanda. Like, I'm gonna be brutally honest, that's what I thought coming into this. I knew Gungfubanda had a chance because he is such a high-ranking player, but damn, I did not expect this kind of back and forth to be in game 3 and to the point where, like, Reynor looked dead for a second. So if Gungfubanda can, like, he can and could make this happen. It's not over till the fat lady sings, as they say, but oh man, this is a funny spot to be in. And to think you guys just wanted to talk about hamburgers all game. Idiots. There's actually quite a few storms. My biggest fear, though, is like the warp prisms. I think it just got picked off in the main base. Unloaded the DTs first, but with no real warp prism support for this army, there's nothing to like scoop them up out of a bad situation. There's nothing to help the Immortals do like incredible micro. This is really brute force out of Gungfubanda, which to say isn't terrible necessarily, because with this many storms, he could take a good fight against the Hydras, but we're all over the place with this. Still, not too much reliable detection either. I'm waiting for this game to go down the road of TLO. If Reynor, I mean, TLO I reference here because one thing I've seen him consistently do is target fire down observers and try and remove detection when it comes to these late game plays. And I'm not saying that's the right decision, but it's one that works out a lot for him. And I keep fearing is going to happen here against Gungfubanda, where if Reynor just, if he ever recognizes, like, there's no real oracles in play, it's only one observer. If he snipes that observer off, his lurkers suddenly become king in this game. Do you call hamburgers steamed hams? Do I look like Skinner? Although, real talk, for the awesome people out there who watch ads and don't ad block and all that shit, how annoying is that fucking McDonald's commercial where the guy's like, I don't understand his order. She wants an egg McMuffin, no bun, no ham, or no cheese, no egg. So just ham? That's my ham. God, I've seen that commercial like 1,000 times. I'm so sick of it. Little girl's so weird. And those McDonald's commercials, look, respect to McDonald's and all that, right? But like, they're trying so hard to be funny, and I can't imagine a single person who even smirks or breathes air out of their nose slightly faster. You go to the party? You go to Ruth's party tonight? Old lady in the background, bring dancing shoes. Like, ha ha ha, question mark? I don't even know, man. Like, we can just all bond together over how bad the ads are. This is like when the Xbox One kept playing over and over that Rocky quote. God, that was all over the place. That one with December is like the only ad that played. But all right, attack down here to the bottom right. A lot of Hydras, couple Lurkers to back this up. Not a lot of reliable detection, but while this goes on, it's not Reynor's only attack. He was set up to the top side, but now realizing he needs to come back home. Oh, I didn't even realize all of his tech was here in the third base. Normally, you could just kind of let a base like this to the south go down. You know, you've mined it out. Who cares? But because this is where he put all of his tech, this is actually far more valuable than his main base is at this point. So any kind of run-bys down there will absolutely and rightfully prompt an army response. Attack over here on the right side. Actually, great spot for the Lurkers to take control between the three bases. A little bit of low ground disparity, but hey, it's got those Lurker splash damage. Might not matter so much. Roaches push into the natural base. Gonna force the army up. Still a lot of army down to the south. Looking to just split the forces of his opponent. Now we're on late game tech for both. Right, Fleet Beacon starts up for Gungfubanda. We got Adaptive Talons for the Lurkers out of Reynor. This is a high-tech upgrade that lets them burrow and unburrow immediately. Also gives them that 10% move speed. Lurkers are just going to get better as the game goes on. He can't come down the ramp. Revelation, so key. Now he can fight down the ramp if he wants to. Because I was about to bring up his only observer was with the other side of the army. Now I didn't catch the 6 stasis trap, and Gungfubanda will not be able to capitalize on it. But while this goes on, that roach run by managed to grab some workers in the natural and kill what few workers were left in the main. He's going to depower both of the Stargates, and this killed like 12 more probes. This game is so nuts. Attack over here to the third. This is big. Remember, this is all the tech buildings of Reynor. He doesn't want to lose this base, so this Zealot run by is going to kill the hatchery that's providing creep to all these bases. There's only a couple of creep tumors to the top side, so if he doesn't get some creep tumors down or overlords spewing out the creep, there's actually a very real chance he'll lose those buildings to them bleeding out. Now, Lurker denied some mining, and denying mining at this point is pretty valuable. It's a low econ situation for all players in the game right now. Nobody has a booming economy. Nobody is rocking a really great income. And start the clock as the Lurker Den and Infestation Pit are bleeding out. Ooh, Stasis Trap grabs a couple of units, but not many, not enough. Remember, those Lurkers up and out of the ground. Snap of the fingers. Snap of the fingers as the Thanos snaps half the army away from Gungfubanda. The Archons move in. They do take out some of the Lurkers, but loses some in the process. Reynor is splitting to try and avoid these storms. A lot of his Hydralisks are very, very low, but the army supply is up about 40 for Reynor. And this is like a really good kind of supply, too. Mothership pops out soon, and if that Overseer dies, well, he's got backup, so it won't be the end of the world. But that Mothership is coming out of this base. If she can put a time warp down, remember that halves the attack speed of units inside of it too, as well as the movement speed. That cloak is going to help out a ton. And Angel Del Muerte comes in at the perfect time. Perhaps here right at the end of the game? Question mark. Thank you for the 13 months. All right, Reynor's chipping into this base. He's going to compromise the main. Gungfubanda is going to be left with no choice to either abandon all of his tech and production and start all over at the bottom, or just go for one Hail Mary last-ditch effort. I think it'll be the former, actually, in this case. His best bet might be trying to restart elsewhere, because there's just no way to easily deal with this. There's too many Hydralisks. The Lurkers on the low ground have got such a great sieged-up position that even if these were all to die the Immortals, they take about half of them down with them. Mothership not paying attention. Mothership goes down for nothing at all. Oh, that feels bad, man. It does appear there was a run by, and that's maybe while he was distracted on the other side of the map, but the Mothership was so important. Losing that is devastating. Now, I like this. Look at the precision. He identifies there's some weak Lurkers. He uses his shield battery and a couple of snipes. Okay, that's kind of cool, but I don't know, dudes. Reynor's just got too much. The army supplies look close, but the game doesn't, if that makes sense. Still, though, I guess we should remember Reynor doesn't have a lot of income behind this either, actually. With that base going down, that was all his money, so hold the phone. Reynor cannot be too frivolous in this engagement. If he is, he doesn't have recovery. He's long-distance mining off of 2 bases. Oh my god, Gungfubanda at the very least is mining off of a real base behind this, so he's got some pretty sturdy income. Almost 3 times the minerals that Reynor does. Oh my god, can he cost-efficiently win this game through attrition? There's a real possibility he could, but he's got to play it perfect. Zealots come from the backside, cleaning up the lurkers. Hydra's going to get chased down by this charge. Oh my god, Gungfubanda clears out the army of Reynor, and there's nothing left at home. Drones get pulled, boys, into the battle, and this is going to be it. This is probably already over, but let's just ride the hype train to the finish, guys, okay? Because this is a Zerg player pulling the boys. You don't see this happen. GG. And we're not going to see it happen either. Gungfubanda will knock Reynor, of all people, down to the loser's bracket. Oh, what world do we live in where this is happening? Yo, Rifkin's back, baby. This is the best tournament you've seen. I love it. All right, I'm getting a little too hyped up. Let me take a second to breathe and calm down. And let me also go update the brackets here so you can see my professional looking brackets in just a second. Because it's going to be Gungfubanda that moves on to face Bly. But the next match we cast is, of course, going to be the losers match. That'll be Mana versus, well, according to my Photoshop name. Why is this not minimizing? Should be Reynor. There we go. All right. Get ready to enjoy my professional bracket screen. I got to turn the numbers back on too. And I miscapitalized. Look. Oh, damn. I goofed. All right, let me go fix Gungfubanda's name really quick on the brackets before we get going. Of course, we will visit that later, but this also means this is 4 of the 5 matches guaranteed to be PVZs today, which is pretty dope. But okay, folks, that's our brackets. That's where we stand at the moment. We got 3 more best of 3s still coming. I'm going to hit us up with an ad break, and I'll be back in a few minutes. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you soon.